Have you ever felt your heart race and your fists clench when something didn't go your way? What if you could transform that fiery anger into something peaceful? Is it really possible to end your anger forever? These questions linger in our daily lives, prompting us to seek answers. Imagine being stuck in traffic, frustration bubbling up inside you. Instead of shouting or honking, what if you could take a deep breath and find calm? Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we explore the art of living peacefully and harmoniously. In today's video, we'll embark on a journey that promises valuable insights and transformative advice to help you understand and manage your anger effectively. Anger is a natural human emotion, but it can sometimes feel overwhelming. Many people struggle with it daily, often leading to conflicts and unhappiness. But Buddhism offers profound wisdom on how to navigate these feelings. This video will guide you through the teachings that can help you address anger at its roots. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us reach more people seeking peace in their lives. By the end of this journey, you will not only understand anger better, but also discover practical steps to transform it into a force for good. Together, let's delve into the wisdom that can help us all live a more serene and fulfilling life. Stay with us as we unravel the secrets of ending anger forever. The nature of anger in Buddhism. Anger is something everyone experiences. It can feel powerful and overwhelming, but in Buddhism, we learn that it is just another part of being human. To understand anger better, we first need to see where it comes from. In Buddhism, anger is often seen as a reaction to discomfort. When we feel threatened, hurt, or wronged, anger can arise as a defense. But here's the important thing. Anger is not our true self. It is like a storm passing through the sky. Just like clouds, anger comes and goes, but we can choose how to respond to it. One core idea in Buddhism is that our thoughts shape our feelings. When we hold on to anger, it can grow and consume us. Imagine holding a hot coal in your hand, thinking you can throw it at someone. You'll end up getting burned. Letting go of anger is like releasing that coal. It frees us from pain. Buddhism teaches us that attachment is often the root of anger. We become attached to our desires, expectations, and even our past experiences. When things don't go the way we want, anger can surface. Recognizing this attachment is the first step toward letting it go. Meditation is a powerful tool in Buddhism for dealing with anger. When we meditate, we create space between ourselves and our emotions. This space allows us to observe our anger without getting swept away by it. We learn to recognize anger as a feeling that comes and goes, just like any other emotion. Another important teaching is the concept of compassion. When we feel anger towards someone, it can be helpful to remember that they, too, experience suffering. Everyone has their struggles. By practicing compassion, we can shift our focus from anger to understanding. In Buddhism, the idea of right speech also plays a vital role. When we are angry, our words can hurt others. Buddhism encourages us to pause and think before we speak. Choosing words that heal instead of harm can help us express our feelings without escalating anger. Moreover, the Buddha taught about mindfulness. Being mindful means paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When anger arises, we can observe it like a passing cloud. Instead of reacting immediately, we can take a moment to breathe and reflect. This practice can change our responses over time. Another essential aspect is recognizing that anger often masks deeper emotions. Often, beneath anger lies sadness, fear, or frustration. By exploring these feelings, we can address the root causes of our anger, leading to healing and understanding. In daily life, situations that trigger anger can be numerous. A disagreement with a friend, stress at work, or even something as simple as a long wait in line. Instead of reacting with anger, we can practice patience. Imagine waiting calmly instead of tapping your foot in frustration. This shift can make a significant difference. Forgiveness is another crucial element in overcoming anger. Holding on to grudges only harms us. Buddhism teaches us that forgiving others and ourselves can release the heavy burden of anger. It doesn't mean we forget the wrongs done to us. It means we choose to let go of the emotional pain. Practicing gratitude can also transform how we deal with anger. When we focus on what we are thankful for, it shifts our perspective. Instead of dwelling on what angers us, we start to appreciate the positive aspects of our lives. Ultimately, anger is a choice. We can choose to react with anger, or we can choose to respond with calmness and understanding. It may take time and practice, but every effort counts. The more we practice these teachings, the more we can cultivate a sense of peace within ourselves. As we continue this journey, remember that it's okay to feel angry. What matters is how we handle that anger. Buddhism offers us tools to transform anger into wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Embrace these teachings, and you may find that anger no longer controls you. Instead, you become the master of your emotions. Recognizing triggers and patterns, anger can often feel like a storm that suddenly bursts into our lives. To manage this storm, we first need to understand what causes it. In Buddhism, recognizing our triggers is the first step towards transforming our anger into calmness. Imagine you're in a conversation with a friend. Suddenly, they say something that annoys you, and you feel your anger rising. This is a trigger. Triggers can be words, actions, or even situations that make us angry. Identifying these triggers helps us understand why we react the way we do. Take a moment to think about your own life. What are the common situations that spark your anger? Is it a certain person, a stressful event, or perhaps an unexpected change? By observing these moments without judgment, we start to see patterns. This awareness is crucial. It's like shining a light on the dark corners of our mind. In Buddhism, there's a teaching called mindfulness. Mindfulness means being present and aware of our thoughts and feelings. When we practice mindfulness, we can pause before reacting. Instead of letting anger take control, we can take a step back and breathe. This pause is powerful. It gives us the space to respond rather than react. Let's say you're at work, and a colleague criticizes your project. Your initial reaction might be anger, but with mindfulness, you can notice this feeling. Instead of snapping back, you might choose to ask for clarification or express your feelings calmly. This shift can change the entire conversation. Another way to recognize triggers is to keep a journal. Writing down your feelings can help you identify what sets you off. Each time you feel angry, jot down what happened, how you felt, and your thoughts. Over time, you'll see patterns emerge. You might discover that you often get angry in specific situations, like when you're tired or stressed. Understanding these patterns doesn't mean you'll never feel angry again. Instead, it equips you with the knowledge to handle anger better. It's like having a map to navigate through your emotions. The more you understand your triggers, the more prepared you'll be to face them without losing your temper. Sometimes, our anger is rooted in deeper issues. Perhaps there are unresolved feelings from the past or unmet needs in our present lives. Recognizing these underlying causes can help us address the anger more effectively. It's not just about managing the emotion. It's about understanding why it's there in the first place. Consider talking to someone you trust about your feelings. Sharing your experiences can bring clarity. Others may offer insights that help you see your patterns from a different perspective. This can be a friend, family member, or even a professional. The key is to seek support and not face it alone. Another helpful practice is reflection. After a situation that made you angry, take some time to think about it. What happened? How did you react? What could you have done differently? This reflection helps you learn and grow. With each experience, you become better equipped to handle anger in the future. As you continue this journey of recognizing triggers and patterns, be gentle with yourself. It's okay to feel anger. What matters is how you choose to respond. Embrace the process of self-discovery. Each step you take brings you closer to understanding yourself and your emotions. In Buddhism, there is a concept called impermanence. This teaches us that all feelings, including anger, are temporary. Just like clouds passing in the sky, anger will come and go. Recognizing this can help you detach from the intensity of the emotion. You don't have to hold on to it, you can let it pass. So, as we move forward, remember that awareness is the first step. Recognizing your triggers and understanding your patterns will empower you. You'll learn to respond with wisdom and compassion rather than letting anger dictate your actions. With practice, you'll find that you can face even the most challenging situations with calmness and clarity. This journey won't happen overnight, but every small step counts. Stay committed to observing your triggers. With time, you'll cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and the ability to handle anger gracefully. Mindfulness, a path to awareness. In our busy lives, we often rush from one moment to the next. We might not even notice when anger begins to rise. Mindfulness teaches us to pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment. It helps us become aware of our anger before it takes control. Imagine you're sitting quietly, focusing on your breath. As you breathe in and out, you start to notice sensations in your body. Is your heart beating fast? Are your muscles tense? Recognizing these signs is the first step to managing anger. When we acknowledge our feelings, we create space for understanding. Mindfulness can be practiced anywhere. You don't need special equipment or a lot of time. Start by setting aside just a few minutes each day. Find a quiet place to sit comfortably. Close your eyes if it helps you focus. Breathe deeply and let your thoughts come and go. If you feel anger bubbling up, just notice it. Don't push it away or fight it. Instead, observe it like a cloud passing in the sky. This simple act can reduce the power anger holds over you. As you practice mindfulness regularly, you'll become more aware of your triggers. A trigger is something that sets off your anger. It could be a rude comment, a stressful situation, or even a memory. When you identify your triggers, you gain the ability to respond differently. Instead of reacting with anger, you can pause and choose a calmer response. Mindfulness also teaches us to be present in the moment. Often, our anger stems from regrets about the past or worries about the future. When we focus on the present, we let go of those burdens. Picture yourself enjoying a meal. Instead of thinking about your to-do list, savor the flavors and textures. This practice helps ground you, making it harder for anger to take hold. Another powerful mindfulness technique is to label your emotions. When you feel anger, try saying to yourself, "This is anger." Naming the feeling helps create distance from it. You become an observer of your emotions rather than a victim. This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating. Meditation is a core part of mindfulness. It allows you to train your mind to focus and calm down. Start with just 5 minutes of meditation each day. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and notice when your mind wanders. Gently bring your attention back to your breath. Over time, this practice builds your capacity to remain calm, even in challenging situations. You might find it helpful to create a mindfulness routine. Choose a specific time each day, like morning or evening, to practice. Consistency is key. As you make mindfulness a habit, you'll notice a change in how you react to anger. You'll feel more in control and less overwhelmed by your emotions. Another technique is mindful walking. This can be done anywhere, like in a park or around your neighborhood. As you walk, pay attention to the sensations in your feet, the movement of your body, and the sounds around you. This practice connects you with the present moment and can help clear your mind of anger. Mindfulness isn't about ignoring your feelings. It's about understanding them better. When you feel angry, ask yourself why. What triggered this emotion? Are there deeper feelings, like sadness or fear, behind it? Exploring these questions can lead to greater self-awareness and healing. You can also practice mindfulness during conversations. When someone says something that angers you, take a deep breath before responding. Notice your emotions and pause for a moment. This space allows you to choose your words carefully rather than reacting impulsively. It's important to remember that mindfulness is a journey. Some days will be easier than others. Be kind to yourself. If you find it hard to focus, that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. Celebrate small victories along the way. As you become more mindful, you'll notice that your anger has less control over you. You'll be able to step back and assess situations more clearly. Instead of letting anger dictate your actions, you'll respond with clarity and compassion. In the practice of mindfulness, we also learn to cultivate gratitude. Focusing on what you appreciate in your life can shift your mindset away from anger. Each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. This simple act helps foster a more positive outlook. Over time, mindfulness can transform your relationship with anger. You'll find that you're less reactive and more composed. You'll be able to approach conflicts with a sense of calm rather than frustration. This change benefits not only you but also those around you. By embracing mindfulness, you create a powerful tool to navigate life's challenges. It empowers you to face anger with awareness, compassion, and understanding. As you continue on this path, remember that each moment is an opportunity to practice being present. With patience and dedication, you can change your relationship with anger forever. The role of compassion in overcoming anger. Compassion is a powerful force. It's about understanding others and feeling kindness towards them. When we practice compassion, we start to see the world through different eyes. This shift can help us manage anger and lead a more peaceful life. Imagine a situation where someone cuts you off in traffic. Your first reaction might be anger. But what if instead you thought, maybe they're having a rough day? By choosing to see their side, you create space for compassion. This simple shift can dissolve your anger and replace it with understanding. In Buddhism, compassion is central to the teachings. It is often linked to the idea of loving kindness. When we cultivate these feelings, we learn to connect with others on a deeper level. This connection helps us let go of negative feelings and opens our hearts. To practice compassion, start with yourself. Many people are hard on themselves, especially when they feel angry. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Say to yourself, it's okay to feel this way. When you accept your emotions, you create a foundation for compassion to grow. Next, extend this compassion to others. Think of someone you're angry with. Maybe it's a friend who let you down or a colleague who didn't support you. Instead of focusing on your anger, try to understand their perspective. Ask yourself questions like, what might they be going through? This exercise helps shift your focus from anger to empathy. Another way to cultivate compassion is through meditation. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing someone you care about. Imagine sending them love and kindness. As you practice this, expand your focus to include people you find difficult. With time, you'll notice your heart opening and your anger fading. Compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for others. It's an active choice. When we choose compassion, we are also choosing to act in ways that benefit others. This might mean listening more, being patient, or even offering help. Each small act of kindness can create ripples of positive energy. When anger arises, take a moment to pause. Breathe deeply and remind yourself of your compassion practice. Ask, how can I respond with kindness instead of anger? This simple question can guide you towards a more peaceful reaction. The more we practice compassion, the more it becomes a part of us. Over time, we'll find that anger doesn't control us as much. Instead, we learn to respond with love and understanding. This shift not only helps us, but also inspires others to act similarly. It's important to remember that compassion doesn't mean allowing others to hurt you. It's about finding balance. You can be compassionate while still setting healthy boundaries. When someone's actions hurt you, respond with kindness, but also protect yourself. This is a key aspect of self-care. In moments of anger, recall the stories of those who have shown great compassion. Think of historical figures like Mahatma Gandhi or the Dalai Lama. They faced challenges and anger, but chose compassion instead. Their examples remind us of the strength found in kindness. Practicing compassion also leads to forgiveness. When we forgive others, we release the hold anger has on us. It doesn't mean we forget or excuse hurtful actions, but it frees us from carrying that burden. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, allowing us to move forward. As we embrace compassion, we create a more harmonious environment around us. Our relationships improve, and we find more joy in daily interactions. A compassionate heart attracts positivity and can influence those around us to act with kindness too. Let's not forget that compassion can be practiced in small ways. A smile, a kind word, or even a listening ear can make a difference. These simple gestures can brighten someone's day and help us release our own frustrations. In our journey to end anger forever, compassion is a vital tool. It helps us recognize our shared humanity and reminds us that we're all in this together. By nurturing compassion in our hearts, we can create a world where anger has less power over us. So, as you go through your day, remember to practice compassion. Whether it's towards yourself or others, let it be your guiding light. The more you cultivate this feeling, the more peaceful and fulfilling your life will become. Embrace compassion and watch your anger melt away. Letting go, the art of non-attachment. In our journey to overcome anger, we must learn the art of letting go. This concept of non-attachment is central to Buddhist teachings. It helps us understand that holding on to anger only brings us more suffering. So, what does it really mean to let go? Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a grudge, a disappointment, or a past hurt. The longer you carry this backpack, the heavier it feels. Now, what if you decided to set it down? Just think about how light you would feel. This is what letting go does for your mind and spirit. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or dismissing what happened. Instead, it's about releasing the hold that these negative feelings have over you. When you practice non-attachment, you free yourself from the emotional burdens that keep you tied to anger. It's like opening a window after a long, stuffy day. Fresh air comes in, and everything feels brighter. To begin this practice, start by identifying what you're holding on to. Reflect on moments when anger surfaces in your life. Is it tied to a specific person or situation? Write these down if it helps. Acknowledging these feelings is the first step to letting them go. Next, try to understand why you feel angry. Often, our anger is rooted in expectations of how things should be or how people should behave. When reality doesn't match these expectations, we feel hurt. But remember, clinging to these expectations only leads to frustration. Instead, practice acceptance. Accept that life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. Another powerful tool in letting go is forgiveness. This doesn't mean you condone someone's actions or that you forget what happened. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It allows you to release the grip that anger has on your heart. Start small. Practice forgiving minor irritations. Gradually, you can work toward forgiving more significant grievances. You might also find it helpful to engage in meditation. Spend a few minutes each day sitting quietly, focusing on your breath. As you breathe in, visualize filling your mind with light and positivity. As you breathe out, imagine releasing all the heavy feelings. Over time, this practice can create a habit of letting go, making it easier to handle anger when it arises. Additionally, consider how attachment affects your relationships. Often, we become attached to how we want others to treat us or the role they should play in our lives. This attachment can lead to disappointment and anger. Try to approach your relationships with openness and acceptance, allowing people to be who they are without forcing them into a mold. When you stop trying to control others and their actions, you'll notice a sense of relief. Letting go of this needs open space for healthier connections. Instead of reacting with anger when things don't go your way, respond with understanding and kindness. Remember that letting go is a process, not an instant fix. It takes time and practice to develop non-attachment. Be patient with yourself. As you learn to let go, you will notice a shift in your emotional landscape. You'll find yourself reacting less and feeling more peaceful. In your daily life, try to incorporate moments of mindfulness. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before responding to a challenging situation. This pause can create space for clarity, allowing you to choose a response based on understanding rather than anger. Additionally, connect with nature. Spend time outdoors, observing the natural world. Notice how trees sway with the wind without holding on too tightly. They let go of their leaves in autumn, trusting that new ones will grow in spring. This cycle of letting go and renewal is a powerful reminder for us all. As you practice non-attachment, also surround yourself with positive influences. Read books, listen to talks, or engage with people who embody the principles of letting go. Their perspectives can inspire you and reinforce your commitment to this journey. Ultimately, the goal of letting go is to cultivate inner peace. When you let go of anger, you create space for joy, love, and understanding. You'll find that life flows more smoothly and challenges become easier to navigate. In conclusion, embracing the art of non-attachment is essential for overcoming anger. It invites you to release burdens and approach life with an open heart. As you learn to let go, you will not only feel lighter but also more connected to the world around you. Letting go is a gift you give yourself, allowing you to live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Transforming anger into positive energy. Anger can feel like a storm inside you, wild and uncontrollable. But what if that storm could become a gentle breeze? In this part, we will explore how to transform anger into positive energy, using it to fuel creativity and growth instead of conflict and hurt. First, it's essential to recognize that anger is not inherently bad. It's a signal, a message from within. When you feel angry, it often means something is not right. Perhaps your boundaries have been crossed, or you feel disrespected. Instead of pushing anger away, acknowledge it. Understand that it's there to teach you something important about yourself. Next, take a moment to pause. When anger strikes, it's easy to react immediately. You might want to shout, lash out, or withdraw. But taking a step back allows you to breathe and think. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? This simple pause can be powerful. It allows you to shift your focus from reacting to responding. Once you've identified the root cause of your anger, think about how you can channel that energy positively. For example, if you're angry about a situation at work, use that energy to drive change. Create a plan to address the issue instead of letting anger consume you. Write down your thoughts and feelings. This practice not only helps you process emotions, but can also lead to new insights and solutions. Art can also be a wonderful outlet for anger. Many artists channel their intense emotions into their work. Whether it's painting, writing, or music, using your anger to create can be incredibly healing. It turns negative feelings into something beautiful and meaningful. When you express anger creatively, it transforms into a powerful force that inspires others too. Another way to convert anger into positive energy is through physical activity. Exercise releases endorphins, which can lift your mood and clear your mind. When you feel the heat of anger, consider going for a run, dancing, or practicing martial arts. These activities not only help release pent-up energy, but also improve your overall well-being. Cultivating gratitude can also help transform anger. When you focus on what you are thankful for, it shifts your mindset from negativity to positivity. Try starting a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you appreciate. This practice can ground you and help lessen the intensity of anger. You may find that the things you once felt angry about become less significant when you focus on the good in your life. Mindfulness is another powerful tool. Practicing mindfulness allows you to be present in the moment, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you feel anger rising, try grounding techniques. For example, notice the sensations in your body or the sounds around you. This practice helps you detach from the emotional storm, allowing you to see it more clearly. Engaging in acts of kindness can also turn anger into positive energy. When you're feeling angry, do something nice for someone else. It might be as simple as holding the door open or offering a compliment. These small acts can shift your focus away from anger and cultivate a sense of connection and joy. Another technique is visualization. When anger arises, imagine it as a bright, fiery ball in your chest. Now picture that ball transforming into a warm light that spreads throughout your body, filling you with calm and peace. Visualizing this transformation can help you take control of your emotions. Lastly, remember that anger often comes from fear. When you feel angry, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Understanding the underlying fears can help you address the root of your anger. Once you know what you fear, you can face it directly, leading to personal growth and empowerment. Transforming anger into positive energy is a process. It takes practice and patience, but the rewards are worth it. You'll learn to use your anger as a catalyst for change, creativity, and connection. Instead of allowing anger to control you, you will gain the power to direct it towards something positive. As you continue on this journey, remind yourself that anger is just one of many emotions. It's okay to feel it, but how you respond is what truly matters. By choosing to transform anger into something constructive, you embrace a path of growth, understanding, and peace. In the end, every challenge you face, including anger, can become a stepping stone toward a more fulfilling life. Embrace the journey, learn from your emotions, and let anger guide you to a brighter, more positive future. Meditation techniques for anger management. Anger. It rises like a flame, sudden and hot. It clouds the mind, blurs our vision, and makes us forget our true nature. But, my friend, know this, anger is like smoke. It may seem strong, but it can be blown away with the wind of awareness. The ancient wisdom of meditation is this wind. It helps you find calm, even when emotions are storming within. Let us sit together, and I shall guide you. In this part, we will explore meditation techniques that can help you not just control your anger but understand it deeply. For to end anger, you must first understand its source. The flame of anger often burns because we do not truly see the fuel that feeds it. Begin with the breath. The breath, such a simple thing, yet it holds great power. When you feel anger rise within, first, notice your breathing. Is it fast? Is it shallow? Do not try to change it just yet. Observe it. This is the first step, awareness. Sit down, find a quiet place if possible, and simply breathe. Inhale slowly, counting to 4. Then exhale slowly, counting to 4. Let the rhythm of your breath guide you back to a calm state. As you breathe, feel the air enter your body, filling your lungs, and then leaving again. This is life's flow, in and out, like the tides of the ocean. Anger disrupts this flow, but by returning to your breath, you restore it. Practice this regularly, and when anger strikes, you will have this simple tool ready. The breath is always with you. It is your anchor in the storm. Watch the anger, do not become it. Now, let us go deeper. When anger arises, the key is not to become the anger. Imagine the anger is a wave in the ocean. It rises, it swells, but it is not the whole ocean. You too are like the ocean, vast and deep. The anger is just a wave passing through. Do not let it consume you. Sit in meditation and let your mind rest. As thoughts of anger come up, do not push them away. Instead, observe them. What triggered this anger? Was it something someone said? Was it a past hurt? Do not judge the thought. Just watch it, as if it were a cloud passing by. In Zen, we say, be the sky, not the storm. Let the anger rise and fall. By doing this, you create space between yourself and the anger. And in that space, you are free. Mindful walking. Not all meditation happens while sitting. Sometimes, movement itself can be a form of meditation. When anger is strong and you feel restless, try mindful walking. This practice is simple, but its effects are profound. Start by walking slowly, paying close attention to each step. Feel your feet touch the ground. Feel the muscles in your legs move. As you walk, breathe deeply. Let your steps be in harmony with your breath. Inhale, step, exhale, step. As you walk, notice how your body feels. Is the tension from anger still there? Often, we hold anger in our muscles, our shoulders, or our jaw. Let the movement loosen this tension. With each step, imagine you are walking away from the source of your anger, leaving it behind. This practice can be done anywhere, at home, in a park, or even in your workplace. With practice, you will find that walking becomes a way to release the energy of anger without letting it control you. The loving-kindness meditation. Anger often stems from hurt, from misunderstanding, or from a sense of injustice. But the antidote to anger is love and compassion. In Buddhism, we use the practice of loving-kindness, or metta meditation, to cultivate this compassion. Begin as you would any meditation, sitting quietly with your breath. Then, bring to mind someone you care about, someone who brings you joy. Picture them in your mind. Silently, repeat these words: may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Feel the warmth of these words in your heart. Now, slowly expand your meditation. Think of a neutral person, perhaps a stranger you see at the store or someone you pass on the street. Picture them, and again, silently say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Finally, bring to mind someone with whom you have conflict, someone who has angered you or whom you find difficult. This is the hardest part of the practice, but also the most transformative. Picture this person and silently say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. By practicing this meditation, you are slowly replacing the anger in your heart with compassion. You are not doing this for the other person, but for yourself. You are freeing yourself from the weight of anger, returning to the present moment. Anger often arises when we are stuck in the past or worrying about the future. Meditation teaches us to return to the present moment, where anger has no hold. The present moment is peaceful. It is free from regret and fear. When you feel anger, ask yourself, where am I right now? Look around. What do you see? What do you hear? Bring your attention to the here and now. This practice is called mindfulness. It helps you break the cycle of thoughts that fuel your anger. Sit quietly and bring your focus to one thing: a candle flame, the sound of a bell, or even the feeling of the wind on your skin. Let your mind rest on this simple experience. As your mind settles, you will find that the anger begins to dissolve. It cannot survive in the present moment because it feeds on thoughts of the past or future. Embrace the stillness. Anger is movement. It is agitation. But at your core, there is stillness. Meditation is about finding that stillness within you. In this stillness, anger has no place. It is like the wind trying to shake a mountain. It cannot. Take time each day to sit in this stillness. Even if just for a few minutes, close your eyes and let the world fall away. In this space, you will find the peace that lies beneath all emotions, even anger. This stillness is your true nature. When you meditate, you are not trying to escape anger. You are remembering who you truly are, a calm, peaceful being. Conclusion: meditation is not about fighting anger. It is about seeing it for what it is, a passing emotion, not a permanent state. Through breath, mindfulness, loving kindness, and stillness, you can learn to manage anger, to transform it, and eventually to let it go. Continue to practice, not just when anger arises, but every day. Slowly, like a river smoothing a stone, you will find that anger no longer controls you. Instead, you will flow through life with grace, peace, and clarity. This is the power of meditation. It does not remove anger, but it transforms your relationship with it. In time, you will no longer see anger as something to fear or suppress, but as a teacher, one that shows you the path to greater peace. Forgiveness, freeing yourself from anger. Forgiveness is a powerful tool. It's not just about letting someone else off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of anger. When we hold on to grudges, we trap ourselves in pain. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a hurt, a disappointment, or an angry memory. The longer you carry it, the more tired you become. But what if you could simply put it down? That's what forgiveness offers. In Buddhism, forgiveness is seen as a path to healing. It allows us to release the negative energy that anger brings. When we forgive, we break the chains that hold us back. It doesn't mean we forget what happened, or that we allow ourselves to be hurt again. Instead, it's about choosing peace over pain. Think about a time when someone hurt you deeply. It could be a friend who betrayed your trust or a loved one who said something unkind. How did that make you feel? It likely filled you with anger and resentment. But holding on to those feelings only harms you. The other person might have moved on, while you're left carrying that anger like a heavy burden. To start the process of forgiveness, first, acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to be angry. Allow yourself to feel that anger, but don't let it control you. Recognize that it's a natural emotion, but also understand that it doesn't serve you in the long run. Next, take a moment to reflect on the situation. Try to see it from the other person's perspective. Why did they act the way they did? Often, people hurt others out of their own pain or struggles. When we understand their actions, it becomes easier to let go of our anger. Meditation can help with this. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and close your eyes. Take deep breaths. Visualize the person who hurt you. Imagine them in a peaceful light, free from suffering. Wish them well. This might feel strange at first, but it's a powerful way to release negative feelings. With each breath, let go of the anger and fill that space with compassion. Another effective practice is writing a forgiveness letter. Write down everything you feel about the situation. Don't hold back. Express your hurt, your anger, and your pain. Then, at the end of the letter, write that you forgive them. You don't even have to send it. The act of writing can be incredibly freeing. Forgiveness also involves understanding that we all make mistakes. We are human. Think about times you've hurt others, whether intentionally or not. How did it feel when someone forgave you? It was likely a relief, a chance to start anew. Offer that same gift to others. Sometimes, the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We often hold on to guilt or shame for our own mistakes. It's crucial to extend the same kindness to ourselves that we offer to others. Recognize that you are learning and growing. Let go of self-judgment and embrace self-compassion. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. You might find yourself revisiting your feelings from time to time, and that's okay. Allow yourself to feel those emotions, but keep reminding yourself of your intention to forgive. With practice, it becomes easier. As you work on forgiveness, you may notice changes in your life. You'll feel lighter, more at peace. Anger will have less power over you. You'll find it easier to focus on what truly matters, like love, joy, and connection with others. Remember, forgiveness is not about condoning bad behavior. It's about taking back your power. When you choose to forgive, you are saying, "I refuse to let this anger control my life any longer." It's an act of self-liberation. In the end, forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It allows you to step into a new chapter of your life, free from the burdens of the past. Embrace the freedom that comes with forgiveness, and watch how it transforms your anger into understanding, compassion, and love. The importance of emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is like a strong tree that stands firm during a storm. Just as trees bend with the wind but do not break, we too can learn to adapt and recover from life's challenges, especially when it comes to our emotions like anger. Building this resilience is key to managing anger effectively. First, let's understand what emotional resilience really means. It's the ability to bounce back from difficult experiences. When something upsets us, we can either let it control us or choose to respond in a healthier way. Imagine a time when someone cut you off in traffic. You could feel your anger rising, or you could take a deep breath and let it go. The choice is yours. To build this resilience, we need to practice self-awareness. This means being in tune with our feelings and recognizing when anger begins to creep in. When you notice those familiar signs, like tension in your body or racing thoughts, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Understanding the root of your emotions is the first step in managing them. Next, let's talk about perspective. How we view a situation can greatly influence our emotional response. Instead of seeing someone's actions as a personal attack, try to see it from their viewpoint. Maybe they are having a bad day, just like you. Shifting your perspective can help lessen your anger and cultivate empathy. Another important aspect of emotional resilience is self-compassion. We all make mistakes and experience setbacks. Instead of being harsh on yourself when you feel angry, treat yourself with kindness. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel this way. Remember, you are human, and your feelings are valid. This gentle approach can help you recover more quickly from emotional upsets. Mindfulness is also a powerful tool in building resilience. By practicing mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice allows you to step back and recognize your anger as just a feeling, not who you are. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or simply taking a moment to notice your surroundings can help ground you in the present, making it easier to manage your emotions. Building a support network is crucial as well. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and encourage you to express your feelings. Share your experiences with trusted friends or family members. Talking about your emotions can provide clarity and support. Remember, you don't have to face your struggles alone. Lastly, remember that resilience takes time. It's not something you build overnight. Each time you face anger and choose a healthier response, you are strengthening your resilience. Celebrate these small victories. Each step forward is progress, and over time, you'll notice a significant change in how you handle difficult emotions. As you work on becoming more emotionally resilient, you'll find that anger loses its grip on you. You'll respond to challenges with a clearer mind and a kinder heart. This journey is not about eliminating anger completely. It's about learning to manage it in a way that supports your well-being. In conclusion, emotional resilience is a vital skill that can transform your relationship with anger. By practicing self-awareness, shifting your perspective, showing self-compassion, engaging in mindfulness, and building a support network, you'll find yourself better equipped to handle life's ups and downs. Embrace this journey, and remember that each step you take towards resilience brings you closer to a more peaceful life. Building healthy relationships to combat anger. Imagine this. You're sitting at home after a long day, and suddenly, a small comment from a friend or family member triggers something deep inside you. You feel your blood start to boil, and before you know it, anger has taken over. We've all been there. Anger often finds its way into our closest relationships, making situations worse than they need to be. But what if your relationships could actually help reduce your anger instead of feeding it? This is what we will explore today. How building healthy relationships can become a powerful tool to combat anger. Anger doesn't come out of nowhere. Many times, it's a result of misunderstanding, unresolved emotions, or simply reacting too quickly to situations. And where do most of these situations happen? With people we care about, friends, family, and even colleagues. When we're angry, it's easy to lash out at those closest to us, but it's also within these relationships that we can find the most peace, if we know how to approach them correctly. One of the core principles of Buddhism is interconnectedness. This means that all of our actions and emotions are influenced by others, and we influence them in return. In this way, our relationships play a significant role in our emotional world, including anger. If we surround ourselves with understanding, compassion, and respect, it's easier to manage anger. But when there's tension, misunderstanding, or unresolved conflicts, anger thrives. So how do we nurture healthier relationships that support our journey toward peace? First, let's talk about listening. It sounds simple, but really listening to someone is one of the most powerful ways to prevent anger from rising. Often, we only half listen when someone is speaking, already planning what we will say next or how we will respond. This creates a barrier. When we don't fully hear someone's words, misunderstandings arise, leading to frustration and anger. The next time someone talks to you, take a deep breath and focus fully on what they're saying. No distractions. Just listen. You may find that by simply hearing them out, many conflicts dissolve before they even begin. Next, we must practice patience. In relationships, it's easy to get caught up in the moment. Maybe someone says something you don't agree with, or they act in a way that irritates you. Instantly, your mind wants to react. But pause for a moment. What if you didn't respond right away? By giving yourself just a few seconds to breathe, you allow space for a calmer response to emerge. Patience is like a cushion that softens the blow of difficult moments, making it easier to prevent anger from taking over. In Buddhist teachings, there is a concept called right speech. This means being mindful of how we speak, especially in our closest relationships. When we are angry, we often say things we don't mean, words that can hurt or damage the people we care about. Practicing right speech involves being aware of the words we choose. Before speaking, ask yourself, are these words kind? Are they helpful? Will they make the situation better, or will they cause harm? Words have immense power. When we speak mindfully, we can avoid saying things that fuel anger and instead foster understanding and peace. Now, let's consider forgiveness. In every relationship, there will be times when we feel hurt or wronged. It's part of being human. Holding on to these feelings only feeds our anger. Buddhism teaches us that forgiveness is not just about the other person. It's about freeing ourselves from the heavy burden of resentment. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or allowing harmful behavior to continue, but it does mean letting go of the anger that weighs us down. When we forgive, we open the door to healing and peace, both for ourselves and for the relationship. Another important practice in building healthy relationships is compassion. Often, when someone makes us angry, we think only about how their actions have affected us. But what if we look deeper? What if we tried to understand why they acted the way they did? Maybe they were stressed, or perhaps they were dealing with their own struggles. Compassion allows us to see beyond our own emotions and consider the other person's perspective. This shift in perspective can transform anger into empathy, making it easier to respond with kindness rather than frustration. It's also crucial to set healthy boundaries. While compassion and understanding are important, it doesn't mean allowing others to treat us poorly. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect. If someone is consistently acting in a way that triggers anger or hurt, it's okay to set boundaries. This doesn't mean shutting people out, but rather communicating clearly about what is and isn't acceptable. Boundaries are a form of self-care, and when we respect ourselves enough to set them, we protect our peace of mind and reduce the chances of anger taking root. Lastly, we must learn the art of letting go. Relationships, like life, are constantly changing. People grow, situations evolve, and sometimes things don't go the way we expect. Holding on to rigid expectations of how people should act or how things should be only creates tension. When we let go of these expectations, we create space for acceptance. Accepting people for who they are, flaws and all, brings a sense of peace. It doesn't mean we have to agree with everything or accept bad behavior, but it does mean releasing the need to control everything around us. Letting go allows us to flow with life rather than fight against it, and this reduces the likelihood of anger taking hold. Healthy relationships are not perfect relationships. They are built on understanding, patience, forgiveness, compassion, and mutual respect. When we nurture these qualities in our interactions, we create an environment where anger struggles to survive. Instead, there's more room for peace, love, and connection. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships. Are there places where you could listen more, be more patient, speak more mindfully, offer forgiveness, set boundaries, or simply let go? Every relationship, whether with a friend, family member, or even a colleague, is an opportunity to practice these principles and reduce anger in our lives. The key takeaway here is that anger doesn't have to dominate our relationships. By applying these simple practices, we can transform our interactions into sources of peace and understanding, rather than conflict and frustration. The journey to end anger forever doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in our everyday moments with the people around us. When we approach these moments with care and mindfulness, we not only improve our relationships, but also create a foundation for a more peaceful life. In the end, building healthy relationships is about fostering a space where love and understanding can flourish, leaving little room for anger to take root. So, start today. Listen deeply, be patient, speak kindly, forgive, and let go. As you do, you'll notice a shift not just in your relationships, but in the way you feel. Calmer, more at peace, and less affected by the anger that once seemed so overwhelming. The final step, living a peaceful life. Now, we arrive at the final step of this journey. By now, you have learned a great deal about anger, what it is, how it arises, and how you can deal with it. You've discovered how mindfulness, compassion, and letting go can transform your anger into peace. But now, we must ask, what comes next? How do you take what you've learned and turn it into a way of life? How do you live a peaceful life every single day? Let me tell you, a peaceful life is not something you achieve once and then forget about. It's something you practice every day, like breathing. Each moment gives you a new chance to choose peace over anger, calm over chaos. Living peacefully is not about avoiding problems or ignoring feelings. It's about responding to them differently. Let's talk about how you can live this way. Understanding peace in everyday life. First, we need to understand that peace doesn't mean life will always be smooth. Challenges will come, people will say hurtful things, situations will frustrate you, and life will throw unexpected problems your way. But peace is not about having a perfect life. It's about learning how to be calm and centered no matter what happens. Think about your day. There are moments when things don't go as planned. Perhaps you're late for a meeting, or someone cuts in line ahead of you. How do you usually react? For many, these small annoyances can build up into bigger feelings of anger and stress. But imagine if, instead of reacting with anger, you simply observed what happened, took a deep breath, and let it pass. That's the essence of living peacefully. It's not about controlling the outside world, but about managing how you react to it. You have the power to choose how you respond to every situation. When you feel anger rising, pause. In that pause, you'll find peace. The role of acceptance. One of the biggest teachings in Buddhism is acceptance. It doesn't mean you agree with everything, or that you let people walk all over you. It means you accept things as they are, without trying to change them right away. This is the key to peace. When we resist what is happening, when we wish things were different, that's when anger arises. But when we accept that things are not always in our control, we find a deep sense of calm. The world will continue to move and change, but you can remain steady, like a rock in a river. The water flows around the rock, but it doesn't move the rock. Next time something upsets you, Try this. Pause, take a breath, and remind yourself that this moment is not in your control. What is in your control is how you respond. Acceptance allows you to move through life with less resistance and more peace. Practicing kindness and compassion. Another important step in living a peaceful life is kindness, both toward yourself and others. We often forget that anger is not just something we direct at the outside world. Sometimes, we direct it at ourselves. How many times have you been hard on yourself for making a mistake? How often do you criticize yourself for not being perfect? Living peacefully means treating yourself with kindness. When you make a mistake, instead of beating yourself up, acknowledge it and let it go. You are human, and humans are not perfect. Forgive yourself. The same goes for others. When someone does something that frustrates you, try to see the situation from their perspective. Perhaps they are going through something difficult. Maybe they acted out of fear or stress, not out of malice. When you approach others with compassion, you'll find that your anger fades away. Compassion is a powerful antidote to anger. Imagine what the world would be like if everyone treated each other with kindness, even in difficult moments. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything or let people take advantage of you. It just means you approach situations with an open heart, ready to understand instead of fight. Letting go of control. One of the main reasons we hold on to anger is because we want to control everything. We want people to behave a certain way. We want events to unfold exactly as we expect, and when they don't, we get angry. But the truth is, we can't control everything. In fact, there's very little we can control in life. Letting go of this need to control can bring you incredible peace. When you accept that you can't change everything, you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You can focus on what you can control, your own actions, your own reactions. Think of it this way: you're in a boat and the sea is rough. You can't control the waves, but you can control how you steer the boat. If you fight the waves, you'll exhaust yourself. But if you work with them, navigating carefully, you'll find your way to calmer waters. The same is true in life. Instead of trying to control everything, work with what you have. Respond with patience and flexibility. The more you let go of control, the more peaceful your life will become. Creating space for stillness. In our busy lives, we often forget to make space for stillness. We're constantly rushing from one task to the next, always thinking about what we need to do next. But stillness is where peace grows. If you want to live a peaceful life, you must create moments of stillness every day. This can be as simple as sitting quietly for a few minutes in the morning, taking a walk in nature, or spending time alone with your thoughts. These moments of stillness help you reconnect with yourself. They allow you to breathe, reflect, and let go of the noise of the world. In these quiet moments, you can check in with your emotions. Are you holding on to anger? Are you feeling overwhelmed? When you create space for stillness, you give yourself the opportunity to let go of what no longer serves you. The power of gratitude. Finally, let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for living a peaceful life. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you start to see what's right. Gratitude helps you let go of anger because it reminds you of the good things in your life. It's hard to be angry when you're feeling thankful. Every day, take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It could be something small, like a cup of tea or a kind word from a friend, or it could be something bigger, like your health or your family. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find peace in your life. You'll start to see that even in difficult moments, there is something to be thankful for. And with gratitude comes peace. Conclusion: embracing peace in every moment. Living a peaceful life is not about avoiding problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about learning how to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and calm. It's about accepting what you can't control, being kind to yourself and others, and finding stillness in the chaos. Remember, peace is not something you achieve once and for all. It's something you practice every day, in every moment. When you feel anger rising, take a deep breath, pause, and choose peace. You have the power to live a peaceful life, no matter what happens around you. This is the final step in your journey to ending anger forever. But really, it's just the beginning. Now, it's up to you to take what you've learned and put it into practice. Peace is waiting for you. All you have to do is embrace it,